Okay, welcome to the Beet Goes On podcast. Today we have Miss Jenna. And Jenna, tell everybody about Jenna's Just In Boutique and where you are. We'll start there.
Absolutely. So my name is Jenna Gifford. We have a boutique named Jenna's Just In Boutique. We're here in New Bern, North Carolina, which is on the eastern coast, so we're not too far from the beach. We have approximately 6,000 square feet. We have a Pandora shop and shop, clothing, and then we brought in Beettan, I think 3 years ago, retail, and we brought in spray tan about a year and a half ago, and we love it.
Good. So, I guess I met you at a trade show in Atlanta, right? Is that where we first met?
In the basement of the Atlanta market, yes.
Yeah, that was the first time that I had done the basement floor, which was great. I have been doing less trade shows now, but recently with my connection with the Boutique Hub, which you're a member of the Boutique Hub, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have met so many boutiques, and where before, I think even when I met you, I was pushing, we were pushing rather the retail line, not as much as the spray tan because I just didn't connect the dots.
Right, right.
So I would, I just was pushing the retail, and you were one of the people that came back and were interested in the spray tanning portion of it.
Heck
But
yeah.
since connecting with the Boutique Hub, going less to the trade shows and just kind of like working with the members there, we have realized from several boutiques that they needed a service. Not everyone
Yes,
is as savvy as you on online. You're really good at going live. You're really good at doing that, but you have to think these boutiques that are, that are that's not a part of their culture. They've had their boutiques for years and years or decades and or decade or more, and that wasn't a thing 12 years ago. You know what I mean?
right,
Like
right.
the comments sold all kind of really boomed during COVID, really. I know it was around
Yeah,
prior, but it really started booming. And they're just not catching on because it's not, some of them have, but some boutiques are not. So I don't know why it took me so long to connect the dots about adding a service, but take aside the other things that you have, like what has a spray tan service? If you could tell any boutique out there, what has a spray tan service done for you in your particular location? And, what has it done for your numbers?
absolutely. So let me start by saying I was so obsessed with the retail products that you sold that when you said, "Hey, we're gonna start training people how to spray tan," I told my husband, I was like, "Get in the car, we're going."
Mm,
And we came down and we met you, and I think you had me spray tan 9 girls, if my memory serves me right, all like back to back within an hour. So it was we went in and I loved it. And I came home and I think we brought all the equipment back with us, and we immediately started training 2 other girls here in the shop, and it took off for us. I think everybody knows in the economy that we're in right now, if you're not doing pop-up events or bringing in other locally owned and operated businesses into your store, or going to pop-up events with your boutique, or offering a service of some kind in your store, unfortunately, you're a little behind the times if you want to stay relevant in the economy that we're in. I
yeah.
think we all know as small business owners, this is a really tough time. And if
Mhm.
you're not staying prevalent, or let's just say popular, with all these neat services and different pop-ups, you kind of do get left behind a little bit. So I think that having a tanning room where we can bring girls back, we actually just got our license, our ABC license. So we have a legitimate bar here. So you can come and get a mimosa or a glass of wine or a beer. And then we put on tropical music in the tanning room. And the girls sip on their mimosas, and it's like a 15-minute vacation while they're getting tanned, and they love it.
That's
When people walk in the door and we tell them that we do organic spray tans, they're like, "You've got to be kidding me." I'm like, "No, we have a room,
yeah.
and you go get a drink," and they literally walk out feeling like $1 million.
Right. So you started with the retail line. I love that. And I love that you add music with it. Because I'm a spray tan studio first. I was carrying boutique products, but I don't have the bandwidth. Obviously, I'm a little bit different because I'm running a company and a local spray tan studio at the same time.
Right, right,
So I didn't have the bandwidth for the inventory to have a boutique in there, like a boutique vibe
right.
in there. So mine is Beet Tan products only, service only. But that's why not but like that is the reason why I wanted to have you on here, because your opinion and your situation matters so much as we're seeing our business and our training and everything affect boutiques in such a positive way. And we do have a lot of boutiques out there that are struggling. Just in the building that I rent from in Savannah, a highly touristy area, they are struggling. None of them are going to, there's two, and they're not going to renew their lease. And that makes me really sad. Obviously, the people in my building where I spray tan cannot bring in spray tanning because I have my studio there.
Right.
And so I'm in the boutique hub and I'm like sharing things with these boutique owners around me that they can do. One has brought in a really popular hat bar and an experiential service, like an experiential through Airbnb, but Airbnb cut off how many boutiques. So the other boutique
Right.
get in on it because Airbnb cut it off. So that,
Um,
so one of them's like making it from that, but even so, it's so much slower. And I am slower in my studio. Election year, typically always people freeze up. The economy changes.
always.
So that's always the case.
Right.
However, I do still have my steady regulars that appreciate the look of it. So what are the feedbacks what is the feedback that you're getting from your customer about Beettan? Do you have your regulars? Do you have people, how what is it looking like for you?
So I'll say that we probably get the most new clientele. We host this event once a month, and it's been very successful, and we keep adding on to the name. So now it's like super long, but it started as spray and rosé. So once a month on a Sunday, which is typically our slower day, we'd have them come in and they would get a discount off of their tan, and we'd serve them rosé while they were getting a tan. So that blew up really quick. We were doing that once a month. And then I was like, we're going to add to this because we need to stay fresh, right? So now it's become permanent Prosecco and Pretty Tans. So we brought in a permanent jewelry gal, and she does permanent jewelry on one Sunday. We offer Prosecco at the bar, and then they get a Pretty Tan. And now we've added it on to, so you just mentioned trucker hat bar. So we're doing permanent Prosecco, Pretty Tans, and trucker hat bar. So one Sunday a month, these girls come and set up while we're spray tanning. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody likes to try the organic spray tan at a discount to make sure that they like it before they dive deep into possibly a membership
Absolutely.
with us, or to see how it how it looks on their skin. So I would say we do the best with getting new clients on the days that we offer discounts. And then once you get them hooked and they see, oh my gosh, like it's not orange, I'm not walking out looking gold, I'm walking out looking bronze, they want to come back. So we have been, and especially here living at the beach, a lot of girls want to use the stuff off the shelf. And I tell they come in to get Pandora jewelry, and in between their fingers are orange. I'm like, girl, no. So I kind of school them when I see them in the store too. I'm like, can you please come back? Let me make you brown.
Schooling them is the smartest thing. I was on the phone with a med spa that uses Beettan, and they've got some people that they're trying to switch from the Sun City tan, the Mystic tans, and they're listening to the customer feedback about the price point, but actually you have to be a member there to get that price point. So if you look at the grand scheme of things, you're paying the exact same thing. But
right.
On that note, like I try to teach that you need to teach the client, you need to educate them about the ingredients, you need to educate them about the fading and going too dark and how the fade will look, like everything. So I love that you do that. And we teach it in our training, but sometimes it's a lot of things to learn at once. You know what I mean? That's a lot. You're trying to learn how to spray tan. It's hard to learn how to market it. And so I love that you're doing that, because it's a huge part of marketing is educating them on the product.
Yeah, you just kind of have the audacity, I guess, to say, girl, you look a little gold today. We need to make you brown. We need to make you bronze. And they're like, you can do that? Like, they're just kind of like set back. That's because we have a suntan city right across the street. And that's the number one challenge that we have is, oh, I can go over there and get a tan for $7. And I'm like, but that's not a tan. So our biggest challenge is our largest competitors across the street. And you have to school them that it's a skin treatment, it's organic, and you're not putting all these artificial ingredients into your skin. And I'm going to make you look like you've been sitting at our beach all summer long. not like you're walking out like you've just been spray painted gold. So
You
it
don't look
is
like you have a spray tan. You look like you have a real tan.
spray tan. And I think that's really hard for some ladies to digest, that you can walk out of a spray tan looking like your natural tan. I think they have a really hard time processing that. So I try to stay tan, and we try to keep the girls tan
Yeah,
so that they
keeping
can,
it on your body and showing
yes,
the difference is huge too.
yes.
Yeah.
And we have our employees are all different shades. So it's really nice to have different skin tones on the sales floor so that they can see, okay, this employee might be super pale in the wintertime or in the summertime, and look how tan she looks.
Right.
So I think it's
And
important
also
too to
that's really good
yeah,
because you can say we all use the same exact product.
yes,
I'm gonna ask you about that too. I think a lot of boutiques that are like, I can't add that on. I can't, I don't have time for that. Can you explain how simple Beet Tan has made spray tanning in comparison? You know, when like you said, Sun City is across the street, but when the client goes over there, yeah, it's a $17 or whatever. Their tans are ridiculous if you remember. But if you go
yes,
over there, they're going to add on things. They're going to add on bronzer, anti-aging, pH balance, all these things, and your spray tan ends up costing that anyway. If you add all of those things, Beet Tan already has it in it. But also, we don't have those cosmetic bronzers, so you don't have to match up shades. So touch on that. Like you have the different skin tones, so and you have one product, and it does the same.
right.
You know, it's going to look different on each skin tone.
Right. So no matter what tone goes into the tanning tent, they're all coming out with a natural looking tan, and then it progresses overnight. And I get photos, and I'm like, "Whoa, girl, you look like you just came back from vacation." So
Right.
it is nice to see, because I will have um, customers and staff that are really, really pale, and they come out and they look truly brown. And I get so excited because they're not getting the burn, right? And they're not coming out looking gold. So it's like that true
And they
sweet
feel
spot
good.
of a
They
tan.
feel, I mean, you
They
really feel
do.
the pep in their step when they're out of there.
They're
She's so
they glow. They literally walk out glowing. They're like ear to ear, and especially when they can see, if they
that's
keep
my favorite part.
maybe their bottoms on, and they can see the actual tan line. They're like, dang, yeah.
That is my
And
favorite
I
part
think what
is
helps
the
too in
confidence
this,
it gives.
I think, yeah, and I think too, if any of the boutiques that are doing it right now, or they're interested in getting into it, we made a couple like how-to videos on TikTok. So like from start to finish, what it looks like for a customer when they get here, going into the tanning tent. We had two customers that we offered to get a spray tan for free if they would just pop into our video for a social tutorial. We did two of those, and they had a lot of views, and they were very successful, and the customers loved it.
Love that. Yeah, the customer appreciates it because they get a free tan and they're being
Yeah,
featured, but also you're like showing a true before and after, which sometimes when I post videos like that, people are like, they're not that tan. I'm like, yeah, they just came out. It's got to develop. But it does show
right,
like it's how natural it is that sometimes on camera it takes a little while to even show up because it's a very natural looking tan. I
right.
I have seen, you know, you went from just the tent, you turned a dressing room into a spray room, correct? A little studio.
Actually, it was a storage room
Oh, was
that
it?
we built. We built a wall to kind of divide it into two, so we keep all of our canning product in like a stock room, and then a room large enough to fit our tent and a table and our rolly cart that we keep the machine on. And we decked it out pink and put Beet Tan logos all over. And we put some palm trees in there just to make it feel tropical. And we have our speaker in there. And then I copycatted you with your doors.
Dude, I
Oh, pale
love
no.
that. I love
And
that.
get naked. Like when you walk back into that area in our store, it just looks fun. It's very girly. And then we have all of the girls' certifications hanging in gold frames on the wall so that they can see that our girls have truly gone through the training with Beet Tan. So I love that room. It's one of my favorite rooms in the store.
And do you ever utilize your room is so cute. We share your content on our page because your room is so cute. So I love that you copied me because it's very on brand. And I think that it's easy for us to share you because you really do match it. So I appreciate that you do that for content reasons. We love to share your stuff and share you. So I appreciate that so much. What have you had people when they try the retail line, they're like, "Oh, I love the mousse. I'm going to try the spray tan." But have you had people now trust the retail line because they trust the spray tan? So it works to get, both ways.
I would honestly say that 80% of our clientele use both now. So they either started retail and they loved it and they were going on vacation and they want a professional to do their whole body. So they come in and get a spray tan and then they use the retail for, let's just say, touch up while they're away, or they started on the spray tan side and now they get the retail side because they need the beet butter, they need the mousse for the touch up. So I would say that we do a really good job at of explaining, like, beet butter. I go through like crazy. I can't keep the beet butter in stock.
Everybody loves that.
I use it on my face every morning and every night. It's like a ritual for me. I don't use any other lotion now. I use it on my kid. So if we
I have
preach
a lot of
anything,
people that use it on their kids because it's pure whipped shea butter and there's no
right,
yuckies in it. It scores 100% on the Yuka app, and that's like unheard of.
right,
But I
it's
just wanted it
divine.
to be simple so it wouldn't mess up anybody's spray tan. So because I'll explain that really fast. There are a lot of products out there that have, even though they're nourishing to the skin, they may have an exfoliating factor to it. Tea tree hut oil, tea, whatever it's called. Thank you. Tea tree oil. The tea tree hut is a brand. So I always accidentally throw that in there because we say do not use it. Um, it's a great brand and it's a very good for your skin, but it is not good for a spray tan because there's so many exfoliating
Right,
aspects to it. Just like retinol, like it's healthy, but it's going to strip your skin. So the body butter came in, or the blending butter, it has two uses, but it came into effect because during COVID, I was doing all these demos and I was explaining to people what products are safe and they were just getting confused. And I was spending all this time. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to do a body butter. And
yeah,
I just made it the most simple ingredients ever so that it would nourish spray tan. But now people are liking it on their face, on their kids, on diaper
yeah.
rashes, because I just was like, I just needed to simplify it and have something that was go to because I was tired of sending people to Target to buy another
I'm
brand.
obsessed with it. And the customers that try it, that we, tell them about the beet butter when, because we really encourage that first moisturization after a spray tan is done with beet butter and not another lotion, because we don't always know what will happen with the other brands of lotion. So we highly encourage every customer that we check out with a spray tan that they go home with beet butter if they don't have it already. And as soon as they try it, they are obsessed and they go through it and they love it. Granted, it lasts a long, it'll last a long time. They'll come back just for the beet butter.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And that's one of those things in life, like I just was like, I'm tired of sending people somewhere else. I met with an ingredient farmer and said, they make products, and I was like, I want it simple. And they were like, well, that's easy. We don't have to do any of the hard stuff with you. It used to not smell like anything, but then I ended up finding a wonderful smelling synthetic free fragrance that is not that sensitive. And like you said, you can put it on your face. It's the same stuff that's in the it's the same thing that's in the scrub. So they're a similar smell. It's just weird with
Right,
it's kind of crazy how the different consistency makes them smell different, but it's actually the exact same smell. And it's really
right,
it's real tangerine and real grapefruit, but it's just so ever so slightly there so it's not acidic and it won't mess the spray tan up. So
right.
I love that you're doing so well with it. What financially, what has it done for the business? I'm sure it brings new business in because you offer that service as well.
Yeah. So as a business owner, I love Beettan because the margins are huge, right? So, even when we invested in the machine, I think we had it paid off between 20 and 24 tans.
Mhm.
So my goal when we brought the machine back from Savannah was, I'm going to bang this out in 1 week, 2 weeks max. So that machine is completely paid off. So if you come home or you order the machine and you have that mindset, I need to do 20, 22 to 25 tans, depending on what you're charging for in your area, your whole investment will be paid off in 2 weeks. So like I came home, I got the girls trained. We immediately started advertising it. We did like a huge reveal behind this new service that was coming to the store. So like we had all of our customers like on the edge of their seat, came back and girls immediately started coming in. So we had the machine paid off in less than 2 weeks. So I think as a business owner, that's super exciting and
There's
successful
no
because no
such
one wants
thing
to
as
linger on
margins
debt,
like
right?
that. Not with permanent jewelry,
No,
not with trucker hats, not
no,
with I don't care what you do. There's no margin. A spray tan on average, just if anybody's out there, no matter what you charge, a liter of spray tan does about 25 tans roughly, like depending on how heavy you spray. It does 18 to 25 tans, and it costs $85 for the liter, and it's a universal solution, so it works on all skin types. So you don't have to have 5 to 10 different shades. You have one bottle. That one bottle gets you 25 tans. On average, it costs you around $3 a tan,
yeah,
somewhere around that. So, I mean, even if you charge $15, that's a great margin. Don't charge $15 for a spray tan, but whatever. Here in Savannah, I charge 55 per tan. In different cities, different, you're across from Sun City, so you probably have to be a little competitive with pricing with that. But regardless, the margins are
right,
there, and it's a service, so you don't have to pay in those states where you have to pay sales tax. You do not pay sales tax on a service, and also you get
right.
tipped usually. So,
Yeah, so the staff, they love it, the
I
ones that
bet.
are trained to spray tan because they get tipped. So it's a little extra money in their paychecks or if it's cash. And, again, just
And
giving
it gives
motivation to
them
other
a reason
boutiques.
and incentivizes them to push it because
Yeah,
they're getting tipped.
absolutely. And if they really connect with the customer when they're in the tent and they really give them so like knowledge is power, right? So if you give the client all the information they need about the pre-care and the aftercare and all the yummy ingredients that are in all of the product in the spray tan, they're going to want to come back. And if they feel that connection with their spray tanner, they're going to tip well and they're going to book another appointment and they're going to come back. So I really do feel like you can't be shy in the spray tan. Maybe the first couple of times you're a little bit shyer, but now, we even I think with you when I was there, extra small through 3XL, let's just say some wear bathing suits, some wear a one piece, some go nude. And at that point, what you've seen one, you've seen them all, right? So I
Right.
think that's like the
It's like a
important thing is,
canvas. It's not even like a
yeah,
body that's
it's,
standing
it's
there.
like artwork now. And I think,
Which is a
every,
different I mean, which is a different way to bond with your customer. You may have not bonded
yeah,
with them on that level if you as just, as a boutique or with any of the other things that you have it's a different way to bond with
it
your
is.
customer. And then at the end of the session, once they've showered and they're fully developed, they love it. They feel confident. And it just is a different experience with your customer that you can't get otherwise. What made you choose Beettan other than the retail line? Like, is it the ingredients? Is it the outcome? Is it the smell? Is it all of the above? Like, what attracted you to, Beettan over other companies? Because there are there are some things you can just buy on Amazon.
Right,
So, like,
right.
what attracted you to
So
Beettan?
I think when we were at the Atlanta trade show and I heard your story, it resonated with me, and I'll be very candid about it. At that time, so my husband had cancer, and I was listening to the story. I wasn't front in line at the table. I was just kind of standing back listening to one of the girls tell the story about Beettan, and something like a light bulb just went off in my head. Wow, we can get a tan without looking gold. Wow, we can get a tan without putting all these artificial ingredients in our skin. I need to do this just to spray tan my husband. So like your story resonated with me personally because I have had a lot of relatives and or friends that have had cancer and their doctor recommends that they don't put anything artificial in their bodies or in their skin. And in the world that we live in right now, that's really hard to do because everything has something that is not good for us in it. So your specific story just hit home with me and there was no questions asked. I said, we need to bring this in. Some of the team members were like, no, we can't do it in this kind of store. I'm like, we're going to do it. And we brought it in and it went quick and people got on board. And as soon as they hear organic and all the ingredients that are in it, it hit home with them and their stories and their friends. So I think it's just knowing the product line and knowing the story behind it, just especially in the world that we live in right now, that should be an immediate light bulb. Let's get on board.
And that is a difference in the success. That's why I have the community. That's why I don't freely sell it. I think it's really important to be attached to the mission statement, the story of the reason why I started it. Now my mission statement is empowering women one tan at a time because it makes me feel so good that the brand empowered you to grow your boutique, how you empower women to feel good in your boutique. Like that is my favorite part about it. And but you're doing like you're so smart, and I want others to hear this out there who are like, I have the spray tan kit. I'm trying to I'm trying to get it out there and get them to try it, educating them. That's why we have that pro site. And the pro site is Jenna learned in person. She did the in-person training. Not all of you are in a position where you could do the in-person training or do that package. We have everything on the pro site, all of the education that you need to help you, because I love that you brought that up, because it's good to have the origin story. It's good to know the mission statement. It's good to know the ingredients. That is what's going to set it aside from anything that they can buy on Amazon or on Walmart at the
Right.
shelf, because there is an origin story, there is a mission statement. Because of the way my company is structured, I am very involved with all the sprayers. They have a personal connection with me. We meet every Tuesday, or we have calls. Jenna and I will keep in touch on text or email, like somebody here at HQ. She's very aware of what's going on in the company. And all things. And we are small enough where the partners really are a part of the progress of the company. We take everything into account that you say to better the brand, to better the products. We're small enough to do that. So the selling, knowing that and taking that into the business. I mean, it's, for instance, have you ever been to a makeup store where you go in and the person behind the counter knows everything about every brand? They know that Trish McAvoy, which is my favorite mascara, they know the story behind that. It makes you connect to the brand and you purchase it. It's a real thing. It's not always about price point.
Right. It's your confidence too behind, like if you stand behind the product and you're confident and you know about it, it's going to make them want to hop on board. So you really should study the product, know the product. When we came back, I had two of the girls hop on the pro site so that they could get trained immediately so that we could have free tanners
Which you
because we
don't
are
pay
open
extra
six days a
for.
week.
That's something to point out to the boutiques. You have an umbrella, you can certify people under your certification. So sometimes when people are like, why would I
Right.
pay $17.50 for a spray tan certification? Well, you have certification forever. You are now the master certifier under,
Right.
you can
Right.
certify, and then that employee can't leave and continue to purchase. Let's say that they leave your boutique, they can't
Right.
leave and continue to purchase. Yes, they have the certification, but they're only certified under your business. So I
Right.
just wanted to point that out, that she doesn't pay extra for that. That's in the initial package.
Right. And I think when we met up at the hub a couple months ago, and
You guys like killed it.
there were some girls there that were like on the fence about whether we should bring in Beettan or not. When I explained my story and kind of what we do here, they got so excited about it. And I think it is helpful to have
Signed
another
up.
boutique on board.
They have
What's
a
that?
they have a bridal boutique and they signed up. It was a no-brainer for them.
Yay! Yay! That's awesome. That's perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, they it took them a while. They like just signed up. But sometimes, just timing and everything, it has to. We'll be
Right.
actually be at the next we'll be at the October show too. So we'll be in there again doing the same exact thing.
Yes. I will
But
come
yeah,
and see you.
yes, please come and see me. I'm
Yes.
throwing a pizza party this time. Beettan's
Okay.
people in the showroom at the boutique hub. We love the boutique hub. It just is it's a different bonding experience than being on the showroom floor with all the other brands. I just like being in there with them.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but yeah, we have a lot of boutiques. You guys killed it. You came in there and you spoke so well. You would have thought that like I hired you to come in there, because you came in but it was a real story, just like much like what you're saying now. It's what the brand has done for you. But another thing is, Jenna, that you have done a good job of educating your clients, really going through the training your staff well on the products. And I love you for knowing the value that Beettan has. We take our training very seriously. We had another boutique owner said that she's been through permanent jewelry. This was last week. She said she's been through permanent jewelry training. She does that color, what is it called? Like where you figure out what colors look best on you. She did that
Right.
certification. She's
Oh,
done a
wow.
couple of certifications, and she says that our training is top notch. So
Yeah.
I was like, what? Because I have major insecurities with that and imposter syndrome from training. But I do take it very, very seriously. And I take it very seriously if somebody is struggling. I get on coaching calls. So, I really appreciate you taking the training and running with it, but also you've done it in your own way too. The rose and tan day, the Sunday thing that you're
Yeah.
doing. That's why I wanted to have you on here because you really have taken it and run with it. And I wanted other women to hear how you did that. So, you do the Sunday thing. Is there anything else as social media brought in? I know so far what I've heard is you tan your staff, you educate them, you made a room you made it an experience while they're there. They have music playing. You discount it the first time so that they'll come back because they always get hooked. Let me tell you, people, they
Right.
always get hooked. The skeptics are my favorite because they'll love it because it makes them feel so good. Um, what else have you done to bring, if there's a boutique that signed up where it hasn't caught on, or any spray tan artist for that matter, you know, you really have taken off with it. What tips can you give them?
I would just say you really need to learn about the product because I'm so passionate about the ingredient and I love using it. I feel like $1,000,000 when I'm tan.
Mhm.
So it boosts my confidence level and I love being able to give that to another woman, you know? So if she's struggling or we have fitting rooms here, they come out and they're like, "Oh, I can't wear a dress. Look at how pale my legs are." I'm like, "Girl, we'll take you back into the tanning room. We're going to hit your legs and you will want to go home with that dress." So I feel like it feeds off of the clothing
Right.
boutique too.
And how does
So
that
we sell
work for
a lot
you?
of
Because
dresses.
people are always like, spray tans are so messy. How does it work for you with Beettan, with trying on clothes? Like, how do you manage that?
So we let them try on clothes before they tan. They are not allowed to try on clothes after they tan. Obviously, they can come in the next day. So sometimes they'll try it on before they tan, and then they'll come back the next day and they'll grab it because they know that it fits. But the biggest insecurity with the women is coming out of the fitting room and seeing what their legs look like, and they don't think that they can rock the dress. And I'm like, just give me 2 minutes in the tanning room, and I will
You'll come
promise you
back and
tomorrow
you'll
when
wear
those
a
legs
dress.
develop, you will be good to go. And most of them,
So
some of
it's
them
not
don't.
even that they tried it back on. They just feel confident enough now. They make that purchase because they feel better in their own skin. I try to
Yeah.
explain that, but you deal with it on a daily basis because you sell clothes. I do
Yeah.
not. So I really just wanted to hear that come out of your mouth.
Yeah, and sometimes if I have a dress on, or if I have shorts on, or if I have jeans on, I mean, we're all girls here. I'll take down my thigh of my jeans and show them my
Me
tan line,
too.
or I'll whip up my dress and show 'em my tan. Like, girl, this will be you tomorrow. We can make this happen for you. So I think you have to embody everything about it and be confident about it, and then they feel good about it. So I really do feel like boutiques that are not offering this service right now, it will elevate their whole entire business. So then she bought the dress because you told her you made her legs tan, and then they just invested in a beet tan, and then see how well it looks the first time. They're going to come back and do it again. So it's just like it keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. Um, for us, we had, it's going to sound cheesy, but we had like the little garage sale signs made, the perforated signs that poke into the ground because we're in a plaza and we have arrows pointing towards the store saying organic spray tans offered here with our logo and the Beet Tan logo. So if they come in to go to the restaurant, they're following the arrows through the plaza and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this boutique offers organic spray tans." They had no idea. So you kind of have to think out of the box because we're not, a tanning salon per se. So
Right.
no one would ever think that there's an organic tanning tent in a clothing boutique. So we have a lot of signage on our windows. We had decals made with the Beet Tan logo. And then we have signs throughout our plaza to kind of draw them in.
I love that. I wanted to have you on here because you are one of the many success stories with boutiques. I met you at a trade show during the hustle of me trying to push the wholesale line, the retail line in wholesale. And you have given me a lot of ideas. I use you as a staple when I'm talking to other boutiques. And so as we, share our company on the boutique hub page, I need to get more views on here, more Jennas on here. We have quite a few. We have Angie, we have Bethany, we have Jessica's Closet. Like we have all of these women that I want to get on here because Jessica's Closet said that her numbers tripled in May, where they were down from January to April because
Right.
of this service. So if anybody has any question, if anybody's on the fence, Well, first of all, if you're on the fence, all you have to do is go through, let's say you don't want it, you're not sure, get the kit and just make the goal of going through what's in the kit. It pays for the kit,
Right.
everything that's in the kit. And then you have that
Right.
training forever, forever and ever and ever. Like you can pull it out of the closet in season. It's not a humongous investment. I know that some of those more experiential service-based things are very pricey. Um,
Right.
Under $2,000 and everything that's in the kit pays if you go through it, it pays for itself. So if somebody's on
Right.
the fence, what is the advice that you could give them?
Don't be on the fence. I mean, even if you had a spray tan party, because you like, let's just say you got scared and you didn't feel like you could go on with it. Just invest in it, because you could have a spray tan party with 20 of your best customers and maybe, charge them $40 or $30. You could have that essentially just paid off, and that might make you feel a little bit better that you just didn't deep dive into this huge investment and you won't be able to pay it off. Like, have a plan in mind before you invest in the
One
machine.
spray tan party pays for it. Like one.
Yeah, one spray tan party. And then once you see what it does for them, I promise you will want to continue doing it, because making others feel good and making them feel pretty, even though I know they're pretty, they might not feel like they're pretty that day. Making other women feel pretty is very empowering.
Yes.
And we do it in the fitting rooms and we do it in the tanning rooms. And they just play off of one another. So it really is a no-brainer. And if you have that 2-week goal or that one tan party in your head when you're investing in the machine, it's done. It's all big margins after that.
Big margins. There's a lot of
Yeah.
So if anybody has any questions about it, hit Jenna up. Jenna's Just in Boutique.
Yeah.
We're gonna promote this everywhere, but on the Boutique Hub page for sure. That is, you can hit Jenna up. She's so fun. Let me just say, they're so fun to watch on social media. So even whoever's listening to this, go to Jenna's Just in Boutique, follow her online. I stalk them. They're so fun to watch on their lives, especially when they go to trade shows. I love it. So follow her. If you have any other questions, if you have any questions about this, we have opportunity calls on our website. You just go in, hit start a spray tan business, and we'll give you a call. We do have a different setup with boutiques, but we can teach anyone how to spray tan.
Right.
If you have any questions, please hit us up and just book a phone call. It's not a sales call. It's not high pressure. Even when I work at the booth at a trade show, I just tell you information and you take with it. There's no high pressure. There's no like, if
There's
after this
not.
call, it's this
Yeah.
much money. And if
You
it
have
like
never
this,
been you have never been pressure. If anything, every phone call that we've ever had just made me walk away feeling so much better than I did the prior phone call.
I love that. Empowering
Yeah.
women one tan at a time. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
where I didn't even
Yes.
make that up. Like an employee made that up and I was like, I'm keeping it. So Jenna, I adore you. We have many, many, many more of these to come. I want to thank you for being such an asset to Beettan. You truly are. And I love having you as a partner.
It's awesome. Thank you, Michelle. We appreciate you too.